book lovers, it is G-Swizz here, and I'm here today to do a spoiler-free review for Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. So you might be wondering, G-Swizz, you usually do reviews for books that you get sent by publishers, because I could see that you were posting selfies of you purchasing this the day that it came out. And yes, that is true, I went ballistic the day that this came out. Honestly, October 10th was one of the greatest days of my life. I was so happy. I mean, I was so proud of John Green for finally publishing a book, especially when he did post in one of his vlogs saying that he didn't know if he was going to ever publish a book again after The Fault in Our Stars, and he's finally done it. Oh my goodness, it just overjoys me to no end. But yes, getting back to the subject, I didn't know that I was getting sent this book for review, but I did request it. I never got any email back saying that it was going to be sent to me or anything like that, which has been the case for the past couple of books that I've received, and that's totally fine because they've been either sent to me prior to the release date or around the release date. But, turns out I got sent a copy for review by Penguin Teen Australia, who were so awesome to send it to me, by the way. Thank you so much, Penguin Teen Australia. But I purchased this on the release day, and I got given this copy 9 days later. So I technically was sent this book for review by Penguin Teen Australia, at least this specific copy. I know who I'm going to be giving this to. So if you guys are going to be asking for a giveaway, not too sure if that's going to be happening or not, but yeah, so I have somebody in mind that I'm going to give this to. Because I feel bad for receiving a copy 9 days later, I'm definitely going to do a review even though I've read this copy, and I've read it already because I just loved it so much that I just had to complete it. I had to read it before all the spoilers came out because it's awesome. Remember, this is a spoiler-free review, so I'll do my absolute best to make sure that I'm not giving you any spoilers about the story. Oh, I should probably synopsize it. So to synopsize this book for you, I will just say the synopsis now, I guess. I'm really bad at this, oh my goodness. So we're following a 16-year-old girl named Asa, not Hazel. Oh my goodness, how many times have I gotten their names mixed up as I've been saying it? Not as I was reading it, but as I've been saying it. It's just weird. And her and her best friend Daisy go on to pursue this fugitive billionaire named Russell Pickett with a $100,000 reward. You know, sometimes I'm never usually that brave enough to search for people or pets or whatever it is, but like, I mean, $100,000. Seriously, how many chicken nuggets can you buy with that type of money? I need that. And then it says in the synopsis, Asa is trying. She's trying to be a good daughter, a good friend, a good student, and maybe even a good detective, while also living within the ever-tightening spiral of her own thoughts. So knowing John Green, you'd think that that whole plot would overtake the story, it would be the biggest part of the story. I would have to say that it kind of isn't, and I don't know why, but I'm so happy with that. It's really funny because a lot of his books are really plot-driven and character-driven at the same time. However, Turtles All the Way Down was more character-driven, but not even just character-driven, driven by John's own experiences, and that's what I really appreciated about this book. So the big burning question is this John Green's best book yet? And what I've decided to do is I've decided to quickly rank all of John Green's books, besides the ones that he's co-written. Those ones are technically at the bottom of my list anyway. I'm not like a die-hard fan of the books that he's co-written, but I'm a really big fan of the books that he's written. So I'm gonna quickly rank all of his books for you to show you where I stand with all of John Green's books. So let's start with number 5, which is An Abundance of Catherines. I'm one of those people that actually really like Abundance of Catherines. Although this is not my favorite book by John Green, and it's my least favorite book that he's written on his own, I really did love this book. I especially love the side character in here. His name's Hazam. I really love him because he's also Lebanese, and I'm Lebanese, and so I love to see that there was representation of me in a book. I think this is the first book that I could finally see my culture being represented, and I know that a lot of people keep on saying that him as a token Lebanese character was kind of unacceptable, but I personally really liked the fact that I was even represented in this book. So that's my personal opinion. I really liked how he was represented in here. I also liked Colin Singleton, and I liked Lindsay a lot. I really did enjoy the story, even though a lot of people really don't like the story. I think that it was very well done. I know that a lot of people don't like this book, but I really do love this book. You know that you're a really true John Green fan when you like An Abundance of Catherines. I'm just saying. This is where the list gets very difficult. I don't know which one of these two books I like better. This is the hardest part of the list for me. The two books are Looking for Alaska and The Fault in Our Stars. I really love The Fault in Our Stars. I think I watch the movie at least 5 times a year just to bring back the memories that this book gave me. I think I've read this book twice, and I really did enjoy the story. This was never really my favorite John Green book, but I still really did love The Fault in Our Stars, and I love the messages that The Fault in Our Stars has. And at some point of my life, Looking for Alaska was my favorite John Green book. Now, it kind of is not. I mean, I reread it and I realized that it's not my favorite John Green book, but I still really do love it because I reread another particular John Green book on this list that I'm just about to say, and I had discovered that that was my new favorite John Green book. But I don't know whether it's below The Fault in Our Stars on the list or not, and so I don't know. Like, this is spot 3 and 4 on the list. I can't decide between which book I really love better because both of them have had an impact on me so much, and they were both written at different times in John Green's life. I mean, this was his debut novel, and this is pretty much his most successful novel. I honestly cannot decide between these two, but I love them both so much, and so they kind of together on the list, but they're both not my favorites, if that makes sense. They're two of my favorite books of all time, for sure, but they're not my favorites in terms of like the best John Green book ever. And then we come to my favorite John Green book of all time, which is Paper Towns. I adore Paper Towns. Before going into Turtles All the Way Down, this was my favorite John Green book. And when I finished Turtles All the Way Down, it still kind of remained my favorite John Green book of all time because I love the plot, and even though a lot of people do not like the ending, I feel like the ending was fitting. And it took me 2 reads to truly discover that the ending in this book was very important. But then a couple of days after reading Turtles, I had truly discovered that I was conflicted. I had no idea whether this was my favorite John Green book or not, and I had already decided after reading Turtles that this was my favorite John Green book ever because I love the plot, I love the characters, and I have such a nostalgic attachment to them. But this book, on the other hand, was so raw and real and different. I can't decide anymore because I honestly don't know. This is a review of me just telling you guys and being very honest that I honestly do not know what my favorite John Green book is anymore. And I don't know whether Turtles All the Way Down is the best John Green book ever or Paper Towns is. And I know a lot of people will say that Paper Towns is definitely not the best John Green book ever because a lot of people don't see it the way I see it. People say that The Fault in Our Stars is better. People say that The Fault in Our Stars is better than Turtles All the Way Down. I totally understand why you see that, but why I think that this book is still so valid to be the best John Green book out there is because that it is own voices. All of Aza's experiences with mental health and potentially OCD are experiences from John Green himself. I'm not saying this to be the person that is just like, you know what, this is diverse and you need to pick this up and forget about his other books, just pick this one up because this is the one that's diverse and the other ones are not. No, if you're wondering, I'm not here to play that advocate, and that is not the reason why I'm telling you guys that this should be the best John Green book out there. I'm saying this because it's the most authentic book that John Green has put out, and you can see that. That definitely translates through this book. Yesterday night I was crying about this book. I mean, what else is new? And along with that, there are so many other things that I truly appreciate about this book. Like, for example, the character of Aza. I mean, I relate to Aza on a spiritual level. No, if you're wondering, I do not have OCD, but I do have a past with anxiety. And the way that Aza's anxiety was represented in here was real. The fact that they even brought up the metaphor of the spiral and how it tightens just made me appreciate the cover so much as well. I know a lot of people do not like the cover. I appreciate this cover so much. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. I feel like the mental health representation in this book is spot on. As somebody who struggled with anxiety for a very long time to the point that it was very crippling and it had a big grip on my life, this book means so much to me. It really does, and I am so thankful for this book. And if you guys are hesitant to pick this up because you might think that it romanticizes mental health problems, please do not be hesitant. This is a really good book, and I really do recommend it, especially if you feel that way. Also, I love the characters in here. Like, I love Davis and Daisy. Oh my goodness, Daisy got on my nerves so much. Then she also brought so much to the story as well. So that's what I really appreciated about her character, and I appreciated Davis so much and how much he loves Iron Man. I could seriously see where Davis and Aza would be on the Captain America Civil War argument because they have some very opposing views when it comes to Iron Man. That's all I'm gonna say. Someone is watching me deliberately. I'm just gonna move my camera towards this way a bit because someone outside my house is deliberately watching me, like, from across the road, and so I'm just gonna like move to this side so that I won't be in their view. Yeah. I also appreciated the quirkiness that comes with a John Green novel that was within this book. Yeah, just all of John Green's quirk and humor was just incorporated into this book, and that's what I really appreciated about this book so much. So if you're wondering what I rated it, I rated it a 5 out of 5 stars. I know it's no surprise to anybody, but I loved this book so much. I guess one critique I do have about this book is the fact that it is more driven by Aza and her experience with anxiety and potentially OCD. It's not actually specified in here whether she has OCD or not. She does have OCD tendencies, so I'm just gonna say that. I mean, that's not a bad thing, but that does mean that it's less plot driven than the rest of his books. So that's probably the reason why I don't know whether it's gonna be my favorite John Green book in the long haul, because I really did love the plots in his previous books, including Paper Towns. I really loved that the mystery element was a big focus in this book, and it wasn't really the biggest focus in this book, but you know what? It was still very important, and I think that if you're looking for a great mental health read especially, Turtles All the Way Down is your book. It is tragic, it is heartbreaking, but it is so wonderful at the same time. Definitely one of the most important books that have been published in 2017. Please pick it up if you haven't yet. It is great. So if you read Turtles All the Way Down, let me know in the comments, and let me know what you thought about it. Also, while you're at it, in the comments, write your favorite John Green book, because I genuinely want to know. So that is going to be it for the spoiler-free review today, book lovers. You can follow me on my social medias. I'm at itsgswizzelbooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/gswizzle. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.